is nice. Right. Alright. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. So, hope everyone is well tonight. We'll wait until a few people jump on. Alright. Two lovely ladies are on. That's great. Hi Rochelle, how are you, my dear? Was a little bit. Fiona, hello. A little bit rushed tonight. It was very quick. Hello, lot. Getting onto live. I was trying to do something special tonight, other than just the Q&A, but didn't happen. I didn't have enough time by the time I got home and got all the stuff and try and get it all set up. But it is what it is. So, hello, Paul. How's Italy? We've got one viewer, Miss Free Raffle YouTuber. She contacted me the other day. One of our winners from the April the April giveaway that we done, the Easter giveaway. The last month's giveaway. One of the winners was one of her winners, and she seen the video of them and was telling me about that. So definitely go check out Miss Free's raffle YouTube channel, and go and show some support over to there. She does giveaways once a month, I think it is, if I'm May winner last month. So Miss Free Raffle YouTuber, go check out her channel. She does a giveaway once a month of €50 because she is currently in Italy, and she does giveaways for Filipinos as well. So definitely go and show her channel some love, and all the support for her doing these giveaways and all that would be very much appreciated from my YouTube family. Make her welcome and jump over onto her page too and give her a thumbs up and have a look at what she does. So, and I think she's also got a YouTube, got a Facebook page, so see if you can search that up. I don't know exactly what it is. If you like Poe, put it in the comments so people can have a look, and definitely go and show her channel some love too. She's a little bit smaller than I am, so if any of the people on mine can jump over and subscribe, please do that for me. Alright, let her know where you come from. So doing a live Q&A tonight. A couple of people have wrote some questions on the post that I put up today, which is great. Just in case I didn't get any questions, I got Julie to write me a bunch of questions that she thought everyone may have found interesting as well, and she's asked some quite good ones. So I will bring up hers a little bit later on. Hello everyone that are jumping on. We got 9 people on so far, which is really great. So what I wanted to do tonight, I didn't say it in the message because I didn't want to not follow through with what I would have said on the post. And after work, I actually went and got my second, there we are, second screen monitor. So I was hoping, but I didn't get it set up in time. Plus I didn't have all the cords that I needed for that for the setup for my camera, the monitor, and everything like that. Thanks, Bob, for posting that. So I was gonna set it up, and while doing the live Q&A, I was gonna do some photo editing with you guys, but and walk you through the process of me doing my my photos, but I didn't get the right connections. I didn't plan it quick enough. I finished work, ran to the shop, didn't really check which connections I needed, which cords I needed, and all that. I'm running all the HDMI, but some of them needed to be small. I needed a different connector and all that to my computer, so it didn't work out the way I wished. Lester, hello, how are you, Paul? So it is a work in progress. I am trying to, now I've got the screen. I just got to go to the shops tomorrow night after work and get the cords and bits and pieces that I need. So hopefully I'll be able to just start doing some photo editing with everyone, which will be great because I'm actually looking forward to that. So I'll have a look on the post today. There's actually some really interesting and good comments and the questions on that. So but yeah, I'm hoping that a bunch of people show up tonight. We've got people jumping in and out, which is great. I know these can be quite long. Like the last one we did was 2.5 hours, and it was great. Hazel, how are you, Paul? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're fine over there. And it was great. Like I had a good group of people that stayed around for the whole Q&A last week when I did it, and it was great. Like I was 2.5 hours. I was pretty much on the Q&A on the live, and it's good to see that there's people that still want to stick around, listen, and it can help break up kind of the realism of the pandemic by just jumping on one of these Q&As and interacting with someone else and talking to them and seeing how they are and what they're up to. And we had a bit of a scare with COVID over here in my area. Well, it was actually more in Richard. Hello, Paul. There's more in Brisbane, which is about an hour south of where I am. But person didn't do the right thing, didn't listen to the government, and caused the lockdown. So now we're feeling the repercussions of that lockdown for a couple of weeks after the initial soft lockdown that they've done. But it is what it is. Sometimes people don't want to listen. Some people don't want to pay attention. So you can't judge it. You can't govern everyone. For some reason, some people think they are above everything, and it is what it is. So just looking on some of these questions. So there's some really interesting ones. I'm hoping there's one here from Theo. I'm hoping they jump on the live because they've asked me a couple of questions. Phoebe, she's a long-time supporter, and she's wrote a question, which is good. She's got her little one, so she's a little bit busy. I hope she's on live tonight, or if not, she can watch this live and hear her question come out and the answer. And then we had a couple in this section, which was Marlon. She wrote a couple of questions. So I hope she's on live. She was on the last live last week, which was good. Join me. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure. I just trying. Christine. Hello, Paul. My silent listener. Hope I don't give you any nosebleeds this week, darling. Sorry. I mean to. um, yeah, that's one of the things. Like, even if you just stay around and alive and listen, and if you have any questions on something I said, just sling a message, and I can explain it to you through a private message. If you want to know, that's not a problem. And then Julie went through and she sent me a bunch of questions, which was really good. Helps give me some more questions to answer, which is great. I was really hoping that I could have done just trying to find the questions. Really hoping I could do the editing, which I'll get onto that as soon as I can, because that was going to be a really good one. I went and done a photo shoot on Sunday afternoon after I dropped Joe off home, my son, and I drove down to, there it is, okay, that's going to be, I wonder if I can send that over there. Okay, that one's there, and let's see if I can bring, nope, that didn't work. Okay, we've got two screens now, so I've got to learn how to use the dual screens, and trying to, no, I don't want to download forward, no, that's alright, I'll just leave it there, and I'll just pop it up as I need it. But anyway, we'll run through Julie's questions that she had. So we'll run through hers, and we'll go through. I'll read them out, and then I'll give an answer on them. Once I go through them, I'll go through the rest of them. And if you have any questions that you come up with on the live, write them up, and hopefully I see them, and I'll answer them too for you. So Julie's number one first question was, what is your greatest regret in your life? That's a good question. Like, what is my greatest regret? It's an answer, but it's not going to be an answer, because to me, my greatest regret in life is allowing myself to regret things. And what I mean by that is, for a long time there, I would do something and think, what if I done it that way? Or what if I did it this way? And I had the option to do it, but I didn't, because of whatever reason. May have been like, I didn't want to upset someone, I didn't want to do this. So what I've done in the last 3 to 4 years is try and live my life not regretting, not trying, not giving something a go. And it's easier said than done, not living life with regrets. But it's one of those things. Hobby besides taking photos. Actually, I'll answer that question in a minute because that's in actually Julie's question, and I think someone else asked that one too. So I'll get to that hobby one in a minute. Bear with me. I'll do it next. But and oh, told you not to name it was from me. I asked you to write them, so who cares where it comes from? And they're good questions, bub. So don't think that they're bad. But yeah, try and live your life without having regrets. If you have a chance to go to a place and you make a stupid reason why you didn't go, it may seem big to you, but it's minute. Like say, you had a chance to go to the beach with your family and you didn't because you didn't want to go out in the sun, or you didn't want to go near the beach, you don't want to be near the sand, or just something silly, because you never know when that moment of with your family down the beach or going out somewhere could have had some memorable moment in it, and it could have been significant for the family. So always live life till its fullest. Don't make little mistakes, don't make little regrets, don't make little excuses. I have made regrets in my life, and I'm trying my best not to do anymore. And like, it took me a while. It took me years to take up photography. I've always loved photography. I've always wanted to do photography, but I put everyone else before me. And I've bought 2 cameras that could have done photography to the level that I'm doing for other people instead of myself, because that was their passion. That was what they wanted. And I put them first before myself in buying a camera, because I'm like, oh well, it's camera. Okay, it's photography. It's a selfish pursuit because it's a solo pursuit. So I was selfish for myself 12 months ago when I bought my first camera, DSLR camera. This one. And I started taking up photography. And I enjoy it. I really do. I've always wanted to do it. So, what is your greatest regret in life? Was the question. Allowing myself to regret things. Not living life till its fullest. Give everything a shot. Give everything a go. In relationships, if you like someone, let them know. It may not work out, but you never know. Don't allow yourself to hold yourself back. In life, I am my own worst critic. No one can be harder on myself than I am on myself. So try and relax and just live life to its best. You never know how long you can be on this planet. Trust me. I've seen plenty of death in my short time growing up through my family. Just take the moment and seize it for what it is. So her second question was, what are the things you are collecting? There's probably two things that I do that I collect. I'll get one of them. I'll show you one. Now, give me a second. What was that one? How to handle your time every day, your goal settings. Time management's hard. There's not enough, literally, there's not enough hours in the day to achieve everything you want. So you just got to prioritize what you want to achieve. I get up 4 o'clock every morning. I go to work, come home, do whatever I can at home. I try and doing this YouTube and photography is my second full-time job. It's a passion. I don't get anything out of it. Maybe in the future I may, but it's just coming down to make a small goal and work your way to it. I had a small goal. Well, it's not really a small goal in the YouTube world because it's hard to reach, is the 1,000 subs. I managed to reach that with a lot of help from other people, and I recognize that. But now, my next goal is, okay, I need to start doing more videos, and I need to get better at my videos and stuff like that. Like, so it's just small things. Set a small goal and work towards that. Time management is a hard thing in life, because if you've got family, you've got obligations, you've got job, you've got your passions, and it comes really hard to juggle everything. So Matthew McConaughey said it very well. He's got 5 things in life. I can't remember exactly what they are, but he'll sit down and assess himself on his 5 areas in his life. If he thinks, okay, my career is good, my family's good, being a good husband, money's good. I think it's spiritual, money, good husband, family, work. I think that was what he was. So he checks himself, and he'll say, right, which one? So then if 3 of them are good, he'll start focusing on, hang on one sec. Hey, BJ, come here, please. Seriously, dude, I'm on live right now, please. I can hear you clearly through here. Please behave. Thank you. So he will check himself on his 3 things or whatever, and try and focus on a couple other things. You don't want too many of them in your life to slip. Otherwise, that's when you start spiraling out of control. So you got to check yourself on a regular basis of what you're trying to achieve, set small goals, and then allocate your time accordingly. And it's not easy, trust me. Like working and achieving goals, time management. Yeah, that's the thing. Like managing them all together at once is hard. Sometimes one has to lack a little bit to pick up another one, and then you got to focus on the one that you lacked on to pick it up again. But it's part of life. It's trying to juggle everything. Life's not easy. Never will be. Never is. But you can do your best to achieve what you can. And you just hope at the end of the day you've done the best you can. And if you can sit there and lay down on your bed or sit down in a chair or wherever it is at the end of the day, and you go, I gave everything my best, doesn't matter what other people think, as long as within yourself you think you've done your best, there's not much more you can ask for. Hey Mary, things I collect. In May, being a good YouTuber in the world, I'd just be happy if my followers are happy with what I'm doing. because without their support and their love behind me, I'm a nobody. I'm just a person on a YouTube channel that no one's going to pay attention to, no one's going to see. So without my supporters and followers, I'm nothing. So as long as they're happy with what I'm doing, I've reached greatness. So as long as my supporters and followers are happy with what I'm doing, I can't ask for any more. I don't strive to be a big YouTuber or anything. Like if I get to a point where I'm like Finn Snow and all the other YouTubers over there, I can't say his last name, or Alodia or stuff like that, and I'm one of those YouTubers that have got a lot of followers, like that'd be great. That'd be fantastic that there's that many people supporting me. But I'm hoping that if I've got that amount of people, I've got that amount of people that are backing me like I have got now. Like if you've got 1 million followers and 500,000 followers, 600,000 followers, but you've only got maybe 100,000 of them that actually truly support you and back you in everything, what's the point in having the rest of them? I'd rather have all my supporters on my channel there for me to support me and whatever I'm trying to achieve or doing, and them liking them and being happy with that. I can't ask for any more. So, but pretty photo. My some of the photos that I've taken, that was taken actually with my phone. Are popping up on the computer beside me. I'm like, oh, pretty photo. And actually, that's one of the questions a little bit later. But one of the things I collect. This may seem silly to some, but I find it very fun. And it's got different names around the world. I know it has different names, but I started collecting what I call. I'm always happy to answer questions. So and I'm glad you're joining me. I don't know what time it is over there in Italy, but it's great to see you on the live. I do really appreciate it. So in my hand, I'll put them up near the camera, is what some know. Oh, there we go. As beach glass or sea glass, as some places call it. And basically what it is some of the silly people in the world breaking beer bottles or glass bottles in the ocean or in the waterways that get washed in the ocean. I've got one here that is starting to get rounded off. That one there, it's really square, and I love the green color. It's really cool. Basically, beach glass I just find fascinating. And over time, washing around in the surf and against the sand and rocks and that, it smooths out. Some people turn them into jewelry, art stuff, and I just collect it because I find it fun to sit there and pick through the little shells and try and find it. It's like playing I Spy or Spot the Difference or something like that. So sometimes there when I'm out doing photography down the beach and I come across a little patch, if I can find some, I'll pick them up and I'll bring them home, and I've just got them sitting in this at the moment, but who knows. I don't have very many because I haven't really done it all that often, but I enjoy collecting it. There's one other thing that I collect, and I haven't unpacked it since I've moved to my sister's place, and Julie knows about it, but it's alcohol. It's not so much, it's not that I drink it, as whenever I see a bottle of spirits on special, I would buy it and I'll just sit it on my shelf. And I've got about 18 bottles there. I've got about 4 bottles, I think, or 3 bottles from the Philippines in different ton of ways. But I enjoy collecting interesting bottles, limited edition bottles. Like I've got 2 Tundaways there that are limited edition. One's the Year of the Ball, in the Thunderwave Superior in the black. I've got one there that is the the first things in your life. Expand on first things. First things that are important. First things what? And I'll answer that one. But I've got a Thunderwave there, which was, I think, select, but it was done last year for the Independence Day, the Centennial Independence Day or something like that. It was some Independence Day, and it was a limited edition. And I managed to find it and pick it up when I was in the Philippines. Not last year, the year before, 2 years ago, or however long ago that bottle was brought out. But I enjoy collecting them, and if I had space here, I would put them on a shelf and just display it. Like some of them I'll wait until they're expensive ones, and I'll wait until they're really cheap, and I'll buy them. So that's a couple of things that I collect. But yeah, so that's something interesting. And she wrote a question. What is your? Oh no, and that's the next one. What is the craziest thing you have done? Take your pick. I've done some silly stuff in my life, and I am surprised that I'm still quite healthy and able to move around. I've jumped out of high-speed boats for fun. I've jumped off bridges into murky water. I've jumped into shallow water, not realizing how shallow it is. I've done silly things on motorbikes. I've done silly things on push bikes. I've done silly things in cars. Yeah, take your pick. I've done some crazy stuff in my younger life. Thank you, Paul. Odia is, hang on, I think I said it right. Yeah, Odia. So she's a new subscriber to the channel. And she messaged me recently. I think I do apologize, Odia, if I am saying she, and I think you are a female. I do hope you are. If you're not, I do apologize. But Odia is a small YouTuber as well, and does singing or does singing videos. And she reached out to me the other day asking me if she could use my photos in backings of songs that she will do, and I gave her permission to do that because I will share them on the channel, on the page, on my Facebook page as she sends them to me. And yeah, she has got some lovely songs, some nice images. She's done one recently with a bunch of my images to a Frozen song, and I love Frozen. I love it. I reckon it's one of the backflip in the pool. That's not really crazy. I do backflips in trampolines and stuff like that. But yeah, check up Odia. She's a small YouTuber. She's got some really nice songs, and she's going to be using. Ooh, that's a good question, and I'll get to that one in a second. So go and jump on her channel and give it a like and subscribe if you can. It'd be much appreciated. I'm just all about sharing the support, and they're showing support to my channel. Lena, hello. How are you, Paul? I hope I said your name right. So, how old am I? I'm 33, turning 34 in September. So I'm still pretty young, and done some silly stuff in my life. I've had a short life, and I've seen a lot of pain and a lot of grief in this short span of life, but it is life, and you just got to keep moving. So watching from Samar, That's a beautiful, beautiful place, I hear, and I hope to go there one day. I'd like to meet you too, Hazel. Whereabouts in the Philippines are you? So now the question that came up just a second ago from Desiree, Desria, Des, Des, Desiree. Did I say it right? Desiree? I hope so. I do apologise if I did say anyone's name wrong. I'm very terrible at reading. So the question was, when was the last time you visited the Philippines? That's part of the question, one part of the question. Well, that one was not Christmas just gone, the Christmas before the pandemic. I was there for a month with Julie and her family, spending time with her. I was delayed a week getting home. I was only supposed to be over there for 3 weeks, and I was there for 4 because the Taal volcano went up, and I was delayed for a week getting home. So, and what is your most memorable experience in the Philippines? I've got a few. Some sad, some happy, but I've got a lot. And I cherish every one of them. Best place I've seen in the Philippines? It's hard to say. I've only seen a small amount. Are you living in our country, Philippines? No, I'm in Australia. I have enjoyed some of the things I have seen in Cebu. I have enjoyed seeing some of the landscape in Olongapo, Subic. And I also enjoyed when I was in my time in Valencia, in Negros. So the ambush happens. So hang on, I'll just have a quick look. So memorable moments in the Philippines. First time I met Julie, not that itself, but the first time I met Julie, I flew over to Manila and then flew down to Cebu City for the weekend. And give me a sec to answer some of these questions. We went down to Cebu. I flew her down so we could meet for the first time. I asked her parents if they would allow her to fly down, and they said yes. And we went to see Lapu-Lapu statue, I think it was. And there was a little mangrove area, a little mangrove islands just off the shore. And there's a lot of rocks there. And I said to Julie, watch this. And I picked up a rock. And I threw it along the surface of the water, and I skipped it. And it done a few skips. It was the first time Julie had seen it done. And she was amazed. And I'm like, I'll do a couple more and see if I can get more skips. Because we used to have competitions as a kid here in Australia, growing up around the creeks and all that, who could skip the rock the furthest and get the most skips. And while I was trying to do more skips and stuff like that, a bunch of teenagers, they weren't young, they were teenagers, seen me skipping them. They'd never seen it before either. And they came up to me and they're like, sir, what are you doing? I said, just skipping rocks. You find a flat one, and it doesn't matter how big it is. It can be that big, it can be that big, it can be even smaller. and you skip them across the route, across the top, and you have competitions with each other, and who can get the most skips and skip the furthest. They're like, "Can we try? Can we try?" And I said, "You're more than welcome. There's plenty of rocks here you can pick up." And I spent maybe 20 minutes with those kids. And Julie watching it, she wished she filmed it while I was doing it. But I was amazed how um, how thrilled they were of something simple to do. And it didn't matter that I was a foreigner. They came up and they had a blast skipping rocks with me. Lapa Lapa Shrine, sorry, my bad. But it was just amazing. The connection that I had with the kids for a short minute of time, that was my highlight of that trip, was that moment. I loved meeting Julie and spending time with Julie, but the highlight of that trip was that moment with those kids, because it was the connection that didn't matter the language barrier, nothing, everything overcome it. It was just it was a magical moment, and you couldn't beat that. So that was one of my memorable moments in the Philippines. There was another one the last time I was over to see Julie. I was in her hometown. We went swimming the New Year's Day, and there was a bunch of boys. They were less than 10-year-old, and they see me swimming around, jumping off the side into the water, swimming underneath the water. They just see me having a blast, and they come up to me and they go, "Can we follow you? Can we do what you're doing?" I'm like, "You can do what you wish." And for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, these group of boys, there were about 4 or 5 of them, just entertaining themselves, just doing whatever I was doing. And it was great. It was just the connection. It was the smallest things, connecting with the kids or connecting with someone, and that the simple things are what I remember the most. So yeah, that was just a couple. There's been others. There's been sad ones. There's been positive ones. Skipping rocks. So yeah, so memorable moments. That was for Desiree. And I'm just going to skip back to, yeah, so Desiree, that was for you. I've answered that one. I've answered that one. Okay, Rochelle asked, you don't mind me asking, what other things do you love having a Filipino girlfriend? Right, so oh, he's over in Perth. Oh, that's good. That's a long way away from me, and it's actually cheaper for me to fly to the Philippines than it is to fly to Perth. Being over Perth, he's probably working in the mines areas, because that's what a lot of Western Australia is about, is mining. So, what do I like about a Filipino girlfriend, or in a Filipino girlfriend? Well, I was never a one to be falling for Asians when I was growing up. But that all changed when I went to the Philippines the very first time with my ex-wife. I was very much in love with my ex-wife at the time, and I had no interest in leaving her for a Filipina. But I noticed how well they look after their men, what they're willing to do, what lengths they go to keep their house, and they very much are so maternal in everything they do, with looking after their house, taking care of their men, their kids, everything like that. That was the thing that I fell in love with, the way they are as a person. Their beauty is sensational. Like, out of all the Asian countries, Filipinas hands down are the most beautiful to me. So out of when I decided to look for an Asian partner, the Philippines was first on my list, and I haven't gave up on Philippines. Always loved them, always will. So Filipinas, the way they're raised, is what drew me to the Filipino. So I hope that explains that. But um, yeah, it's Filipinas are amazing. They are. Some people ask me why not. Why don't you date an Australian? And quite simply, I have been with Australians. All the decent ones when I've been looking before I met Julie and the other ex-Filipino. I went through a couple of girlfriends and they didn't work out, and I found it hard to find a decent girlfriend that can understand me and what I wanted and everything like that. So I'm just like, all the decent ones are taken. That's fine. I'll go to what I originally wanted to do, and I went looking for a Filipino. So I jumped on Filipino Cupid and found Julie eventually. So, what was one of the other questions? Da, 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 da. How many years have you're in the Philippines? Well, I've been to the Philippines 5 times over the last 12 years. More so recently than previously. But yeah, I don't live there yet. One day I hope I do get to have the opportunity and privilege to live there. How many kids do I have? Okay, so there's one answer, then there's two answers. I have got one biological child, my son, Joe, or Jonas. You'll see him in my videos. But I have got two kids. Julie was a single mum when I met her, and her daughter Zoe I see as my daughter. I have been there to help Julie at times to help raise her with bits and pieces, and I'll always be there to help Julie. So I've got one biological kid, but I've got two children. So I've got a son, I've got a daughter, and I'm happy with that. So I don't need any more. I'm set in life. There's hang on. I am trying to catch up to the questions as they're coming in. Do I know how to windsurf? No, I don't even know how to surf. Where's the first place that I'd visit in the Philippines when I come back? Well, Rizal is one place that I'm going to be going to because Kuya Bernie, I met him through the page and he wants to learn a bit about photography, so I'm going to meet up with him and we're going to run around for a day or so. And then there's probably a couple other people in Manila that I'll probably catch up with, because that's one of the things that I want to be able to do, is meet people on these pages and on this page and this channel and stuff like that, and do videos, do photography with them and stuff like that. But there's lots of places that I'd love to be going to in the Philippines, and I'm gonna do some research and make like a list, a top 10 of places I want to go for photos. Maybe not be the top 10 places that I want to go, but there'll be like photos that I would love to be able to see, get and do. So I'll work on that, and then once I've got that list, I'll put it out there. I'll do another live and we can all chat about it. So it'll be great. It'll be hard for me to say some of the names, but it'll be great. So sorry, I'm just scrolling through the comments to get all the things. Trying not to forget it. I'm trying not to miss any of the questions. So it's me, Barjoy. Question was, what is your most painful experience in a relationship? Breaking up with my ex-wife. Do I regret it? No. Did it need to happen? Yes. The reason why it was painful was because of my son. I have a lot of pain inside from that. It was me that initiated the breakup. It was not my ex-wife. It was me. But I needed to do something for myself within. That's the reason why I made that breakup. Does it mean it hurt any less? No. Because it made me second guess who I was. But would I do it again? Yes. So I hope that answers your question. A lot of things are you willing to share a poor person? Some people say Philippines are poor. And yes, it is a poor country. Well, there's a majority of the poverty over there. Not all of it, a lot of it. Do I see the Filipino people as poor? No. Poor's thrown around too willy-nilly. Do you have money to buy basic needs? Probably not. Okay, that classes poor poverty to most people. But are you poor in your love for what you've got? No. What I have experienced in the Philippines and watched in Australia or seen on videos and stuff like that of first world countries, is what people call the first world countries and the Western countries. You have got more joy in life. And if you don't have joy in life, that is poor. If you can't enjoy what you've got, what are you doing? Everyone in the Western world gets caught up in wanting more, wanting more, wanting more, and never happy because they can't achieve it. Philippines still want more and more and more. But they have learnt to be happy with what they've got. And that's what the first world countries have forgot. So I try my best to help the Philippines and do these raffles as much as I can. And one day, hopefully, I can do more. But I never see the Philippines as poor. I grew up poor. I was lucky I was in Australia. But I learnt it at a young age with my dad. If I didn't help him work in the job he was doing at our house, we didn't have enough money to put food on the table and put the shelter over our head. So I learnt at a very young age that we were poor because everybody else was having everything that they wanted and I didn't. So I grew up very close and similar to Filipinos, but I was lucky I was in Australia. So I never see and I never call Philippines poor. Just working my way back through the questions. So I haven't seen any of the comments that have been said with some of the things that I've said. So have you been to Bohol? Not yet, Connie. I do want to see that place and I do want to go and see, and I want to get a photo of the chocolate hills and the little monkey. So, pretty much caught up on all those questions, I think. Okay, there's one question that came up a while back. Hobbies. And Julie asked there, and what she asked was, what are the most favorite thing you do, like as a hobby, other than photography? I've got a lot of things that I like to do, but how young am I, Rowena? I am 33 years old, turned 34 this year. So, still young-ish. Feel old most days, but still youngish. Hobbies. I got a lot that I'd like to do, a lot that I can't do because of time restraints. As Miss Free Raffle said about prioritizing your day, and there's a lot of things that I want to get to do, but I just can't. Julie put up a post about our first trip to Cebu, and I was doing archery. I've got, oh, you can't see it in the background, but it's over there. I've got a compound bow. I love archery. I love bow hunting, feral animals in Australia. But I don't get enough time to go away. I love camping. I don't get enough time to go away. I've started, the other year I bought gear to do spearfishing. I haven't been able to get around to doing that. And I'm hoping that in coming months that I do get out spearfishing, because I've got a friend here in the local area who's a Filipino as well. When I was in the Philippines last year at Christmas time, or the year before Christmas time, what is it, 2019 Christmas time, he was actually in Coron spearfishing, and he got stuck with the volcanoes. Excuse me, he got stuck with the volcano as well. So I'm hoping that my way of thinking when I started spearfishing was that I wanted to be able to spearfish and go to the Philippines and to be able to go spearing to feed Julie's family. Free fish. Or spear enough fish for her family to eat, and then friends or family living in the local area. It was free fish, having fun, and getting out and enjoying life. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get into spearfishing, was to actually provide fish for Julie and stuff like that for her family. And there's a spearfishing company or person down in Cebu that actually makes spear guns that I was actually thinking about buying a spear gun from. Could I have bought a spear gun online from an American company or a Chinese company or something like that, or even shipped a spear gun over from Australia? Yeah. But why would I pick one in the Philippines? It's locally made. Why not pick up a spear gun that a local has made within that country? So I've got a heap of hobbies that I like to do, and I don't always get around to being able to do them. So it's just all about time and whether you can. So Rowena said that she sees my vlogs and it helps with her study for photography. I'm guessing that it's a passion that you want to do. I'm self-taught. I haven't studied photography. I've self-taught editing. I use YouTube a lot to learn what I've got. And I'm going to try and better my videos to talk more, and I hope everyone enjoys that, and explain more of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because like, I get caught up with, if I speak too much, people are going to get bored. But I shouldn't be worried about that, because the people that are going to watch it are going to be my supporters. So I'm hoping that if I start slowing down on my videos, they're going to be longer because I'm going to be talking more. But I hope that people will watch them because I can start putting information that I learnt on my videos and stuff like that, and put them out there. So I'll just jump off Julie's questions at the moment because there was a couple of questions come in from other people, and I'll answer them now. So Marlon said, oh, so she had one, what was your favorite hobby? Oh, what is your hobby? So I'll basically just answer that one was, I've got a heap of different things that I like to do. Planning a vlog. Yeah, it's, trust me, it takes a bit to get around, especially when people are looking at you. And I struggled that with at the start, when if someone's looking at me and I've got a camera on me, what are they going to think? But the moment that I started doing live videos, I didn't care. Or when I was doing a video, if someone was around, I just learned that I don't care what they think because I'm not doing it for them. If they don't like what I'm doing or don't like me talking to a camera, well, my video wasn't for them. So it's a bit of trying to get over the mindset of what's people going to think. Like, still in Australia, people look at you and it's like, oh, what's he doing? In the Asian countries, because there's so many vloggers over there, they don't think anything. They just want to come up and go, hey, on your video. So they don't really judge you. So if any of my vlogs can help you want to vlog, I'm honored that I've been able to give you that confidence, that boost to do it. Because yeah, it took me a little bit to get over it, and I still have it from time to time. But you just got to push through it, and just hope that whoever's following you is enjoying your content. So, but Marlon asked the question. One of the ones was, "What's your favorite hobby?" Or "What's your hobby?" And I've answered that one. I've got multiple different hobbies, but what is your favorite color? Julie probably could answer that. I'm just seeing if she's actually paying attention or just paying attention to the comments. Julie, what's my favorite color? No, she's probably paying attention to. Yeah, she's paying attention to the comments. That's all right. I'm glad that she can talk with everyone in the chat and all that. It's kind of a two question to answer. One, because one's not a color, and two, because there's one is a color. My favorite color is blue, but my favorite color too, but it's not a color, is black, and it always has been. I love wearing black. But black's not a color. Black's a shade. Same as white. White's a shade. When I pick clothes, I always pick black or dark colors. I like dark grays, and but blue as a color. My wife. I don't have a wife. I've got a girlfriend. Her name's Julie. But well, she can she can put up a photo on the yeah, blue. There you go. She's commented it. She can put up a photo on the Facebook page so everyone can see her. She can pick which one she likes the best. But yeah, I like black. I like the shades of grey. But as a color itself, my favorite color is blue. So that is it. Join me. Jeremy. She was actually on live earlier. One of her questions was what her question was, what inspires you to be engaged with photography, or be in photography? It's an interesting question. It really is, because I've never been one to take a photo or be in a photo. A lot of people have asked me in the past, why don't you take photos when you're on holidays? Why do people take photos when they're on holidays? It's not a photo as photography photo. It's a photo to show people their memories, show people where they've been. So I've never taken photos while I was on holidays, because I didn't need photos to remember where I've been and what I've done. But why am I in photography? What drove me to photography, or what makes me engaged in photography, is sharing moments in time with others. I started getting into photography and wanted to share it with the Philippines, or sharing the Philippines with the world. How tall am I? I'm 5'11", so I'm just under 6 foot. I wanted to engage with people in images and show them places of beauty and things of beauty, and show the world, share moments with them. So sharing what I see, what I do with the world is why, or with the Philippines, is why I did YouTube, wanting to help teach photography to some people in the Philippines that may not have the ability to buy decent cameras, or be able to go and do that fancy course or something like that, because some people charge an absolute fortune for these courses that they do. But why I engage in photography is to share what I know, what I've seen, where I've done, what I've done, and where I've been. It's just all about sharing it with everyone else. So that's the reason why I engage in photography. Phoebe's question. So her question is, when will I visit when will I visit the Philippines next? As soon as I can. I haven't been able to go to the Philippines because Australia's still got travel bans. The pandemic's holding me back here. She can't wait to see photos that I take of the Philippines, and neither can I. I can't wait to be able to photograph the Philippines, take different photos, and show the Philippines with my friends and family, or people that may be watching from overseas that are not Filipino, and go, hey, wow, the Philippines are a great country, let's go there. So it's all about wanting to be able to share what I do, what I see with everyone. Laden, hello, how are you, Paul? So that was her question. When will I visit the Philippines next? As soon as I can. She wants to see photos of the Philippines from me and see the beauty of the photos that I do. So do I. And I want to be able to share that with everyone. So, Theo asked a couple of questions, and they're really interesting questions. I don't know if they are Angel. Good evening. I don't know if Theo is on. Just want to ask if how close or far we are to take our own photos. So it's asking about distance between the subject and the camera. And it really depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a portrait shot of someone, you may only want to have this much of them showing. So you probably got to be really close. You may want to show mid-waist, so you probably need to step back. If you want to see a full-length photo of them, you got to get even back further. It depends on the subject you're trying to take a photo of, depending on the distance. Sometimes with macro photography, you're this close to the insect that you may be trying to take a photo of, or you're zoomed in really close. You could be 200-300 meters away from your subject, and you're zoomed in that far to get that shot. So it just depends on what you're trying to do and trying to achieve. Depends on the distance you need to be from your subject. Sometimes I'll take a photo of something like this and it looks like that because I get really close to it. And sometimes the more you focus on a subject, you can make that blurry background, so which is good and makes separation in your photo. And Theo also asked down further, is there a perfect angle when taking a picture or a photo? No, there's not a perfect angle. Lower is generally better. Not always. I like doing a lot of lower photos. But it depends on the photo. Sometimes when you're standing up and you see a beautiful scenery of a beach, standing there and just holding the camera out, shoulder height, taking a photo, maybe not the best angle. Maybe you need to get closer to the ground and take a angle to kind of compress the shot. So it depends on. Okay, Connie. See you, Paul. I hope you have a lovely evening. Thanks for coming. It depends on what you're trying to do. There is no perfect angle. Sometimes there could have been a better angle. Like say, one of the waterfalls that I did, it had a rock in it. Well, you didn't want to have the rock off to one side of the screen. So you need to angle yourself where that rock was in front to make it more central. But also, if you were down too low, you wouldn't really see the waterfall. So you had to make sure the camera was up to get that rock in the foreground for the waterfall. So in that case, my angle was up high facing down, but smack on the straight in front. Where sometimes that I may want to take an angle down low, off to the side, and stretch that waterfall out. So it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. Another question Theo asked, how do I know if my shot or photography is good? Well, if you wanted to learn something, Theo, send me a photo or a couple of photos in Messenger. I'll have a look at them and I'll give you tips and tricks and hints that can help improve it. But if it's a great shot, it's a great shot. So if Theo wants, send me a message with the photos that you want to know, and I can give you pointers if I can. Sometimes the pointer may not be I may not be able to give you a pointer because that's a great shot that you sent me. But sometimes there might be a photo where, okay, I would have, in my opinion, I would have done it on this angle, or I would have tried to eliminate this or something like that. So there might be little pointers that you can learn. And if you want to learn anything with photography, send me a photo in Messenger. I'll have a look at it and I'll get back to you and see if I can help you out. So anyone that wants to learn a bit of photography, send photos through and I'll try and help you out. Just having a look at the chat. Okay, most of them I don't understand. They're all in Tagalog. So, what was the other question? There was a couple of questions here. Just having a look. So I think that's all the questions from everyone. So I'll go back to Julie's questions because she had a couple more good ones there, and I'll read them out. I think I've only been, I've only done three of her questions, or four of her questions. She's still got a fair bit there. What is your favorite Filipino food? I always fell in love with adobo when I was first over there, the chicken adobo. And I came back to Australia and I started trying to learn how to cook it. First attempt was really bad because I didn't realize that the soy sauce and the vinegar in the Philippines is different to the ones in Australia. So my first attempt of it turned out really bad. But now I've got to a point where I can cook it quite nice, and I've cooked it for family and friends before, and they've really enjoyed it. And then I had to let them know that if they really actually want to enjoy the proper taste, they need to travel to the Philippines and get it traditionally done by a Filipino, because I don't do it justice. Mine's nice, but mine's not Filipino good. But my other favorite Filipino food that I cook here is cotoreta. I like making beef cotoreta. I do it differently than the Philippines. I do mine in a slow cooker and I cook it all day, where most people do it in a couple of hours or whatever the recipes say, but I do mine slow. And I really enjoy doing that. So they're my two favorite ones that I cook here, and I enjoy when I go into the Philippines is cotoreta and adobo and rice. Everyone's got to love rice. Rice is life. And then Julie asked me a question. Can you make a video of you cooking adobo? No. I'm not going to do a video of me trying to cook it. It'd be one long video, but no, I'm not going to do a cooking show on me cooking Filipino food. What was the other one? So she asked, for those who don't know you, what is your job? My job currently that I do is I'm a painter. I paint houses, buildings, commercial spaces, homes, whatever needs building, whatever needs painting, I build. I paint, not build. I paint. At the moment, the work I'm doing right now is because it's school holidays here in Australia. I'm currently painting 6 blocks in a school. So while the kids are not there, they get all the trades in to do work around the school. So I'm currently painting a school buildings outsides. While there's a lot of rain around, but still, we're getting work done. What is the best gift you have received? Is one of the questions. Best gift I have received. My son. I couldn't have asked for anything better than that. As much as he tests my patience at times, I love him to bits, and he was one of the greatest gifts I've ever received. It was my son. So, yeah. Laughing at me when I said no. Oops. How I cook rice. I cook it in the water, that I don't burn it like you did. Yeah, I put it out there. Bought you a slow cook. Bought you a rice cooker so you stop burning it. Yeah, pick on her for that one. So, what things could piss me off or make me mad? Takes a bit to get me mad at times, because I like to let things blow over as much as I can, and I like to try and just whatever and just get through it. But stupid people and arrogant people. You're doing something outrageously stupid that's going to hurt yourself or hurt someone, it can piss me off. Because if you don't know what you're doing, ask. Arrogant people tick me off because there's always times where you don't know everything, so there's no point being arrogant about something. If you don't know something, just admit it. But yeah, there are some things that just tick me off, but I try generally to try and stay calm, soothed, and all that. There's a question just coming through before. How's the status of COVID there in Australia? For Australia, we're pretty lucky. We've only got a handful of cases, but they're generally, most of the cases that are coming from Australia are from returning citizens that have been still stuck overseas for a long time. Bits and pieces getting out of quarantine, and there'll be a case popped up. We had a second wave ages ago, and we got that under control. But I heard on the radio today they are looking into doing a travel bubble for Australia and New Zealand, as long as there's no cases of COVID spring up. So they'll allow travel between Australia and New Zealand only, no other overseas countries. And if that works and there's no COVID cases come through, I don't know what the rules and regulations will be with that, but if that happens and there's no cases come out of that and it goes well for a while, they're thinking about looking at other countries. What other countries? It's hard to say. Philippines would probably not be on the list, or any of the Asian countries on the list, because they're too high with cases. But it's a start. They're trying to look at ways, and like, I think that Australia is struggling to get the vaccine from Europe. Europe has held back a lot of vaccine because they want to help their own first before helping the rest of the world, which is understandable. If it's coming from them, they want to look after themselves first. It's human nature. But I reckon when they start allowing international travel into Australia, you'll have to be vaccinated before you can come, prove that you're COVID free, and probably make you do 2 weeks quarantine whether you're being vaccinated and you've tested negative to COVID. I still reckon they're going to make you do 2 weeks. So it's, everything's in the air. But COVID in Australia is, we're lucky, we've got hardly any cases here. We've only got a handful of cases and they're all in quarantine. So we get lucky. I seen a case in the Philippines recently. I can't remember what the town was called. I can't remember it. But I've got Filipino Star on Facebook, and I read news articles and stuff like that, and I try and stay up to date with whatever's going on in the Philippines as much as I can. I even see stuff that's going on in the Philippines that Julie doesn't even know, and I send her a message, and she's like, I don't know about that. So I send it to her, and she can look it up. But I heard there was a case in the Philippines where they actually got to a point where they quarantined the people that were negative for coronavirus and let the people that had coronavirus walk around the streets, because it was easier to quarantine the negatives than it was to quarantine the positives. So whether you were doing the right thing, they quarantined you. So it was weird, it was silly, but it was what they thought was best. So Rochelle, what did you say? I heard from the news, Australia and New Zealand to start quarantine-free travel. Yeah, it's actually going to be, they were saying on the radio today, they're looking at April 19th. So they're still in talks about it. They're looking at April 19th. But with the way the world is, anything can change just like that, and you can't do anything about it. So but yeah, so it's great that you're still watching, Christine. Everyone that's still watching, thank you very much. I know I've been on live for a long time tonight. I still got more questions, and I still enjoying everyone chatting on the live, because everyone is having a good time. I hope that if there's anyone that are out there hiding behind, staying quiet, that they're enjoying it. I hope your son's having a lovely dinner. I had to rush my dinner tonight before live and have a quick shower, because I knew I'd probably be on live pretty late tonight, and I didn't want to be able to trying to get things, because like I said, some people may have not noticed, I was trying to do a special thing tonight for the live, and I wanted to do some photo edits, and I went to the shop after work and I got the screen that I need for streaming the photo editing, but I haven't been able to hook it up. I was rushed trying to learn how to hook it all up, get it all ready, to find out that I had the wrong cables. So that was my bad. You learn, you live, or you live, you learn, whatever the saying is. I don't know. You live, you learn. Yeah, that. But I'm working on that. I've got the screen now, so I've just got to get some cables to hook everything up and get everything sorted. So hopefully that I can get that done, and we can start doing some editing and showing people loads of messages. If you want to talk into Tagalog on the messages, that's fine. I don't mind. It is your first language. If you've got a question that you want to ask, and it's in Tagalog, Julie will translate it for me or rewrite it up. And Rochelle done that for me last week. Someone said something in Tagalog and I couldn't understand what the question was, and she translated it for me, and I thank her very much for that. That was very helpful of her, because Julie wasn't on the live. She abandoned me. She doesn't love me no more. But yeah, no. If you want to talk in Tagalog in the comments, go right ahead. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't offend me. I know some foreigners have made rules. They have gone and married a Filipino or Filipino, and they've made rules in their house that they were not allowed to talk Tagalog in their house with other Filipinos if they were in earshot, because they didn't understand what they were talking about. I don't care. If you're talking about me, so what? If I can't understand it, how can I be offended or bothered by it? Like, it's your first language. Don't hold back. So, I got my tour big. I need a drink. So, alright, so one of Julie's questions was, is there a time you almost gave up on YouTube and why? Yep, there was. Right at the start, I almost gave up on YouTube. My brother was what's that? What's the dessert, Julie? The one that I love? That's my favorite delicacy. It's not a delicacy, but it's a dessert, and it's my favorite. But abandoned me for 2 hours. Yeah, I felt so alone, so unloved, so abandoned, so thrown away. But the question is, what was there a time that you almost gave up on YouTube? And yeah, it was right at the start. I almost didn't start YouTube. My brother did some photos. We were working down south side of Brisbane, or southeast side, and we were about an hour and 20 minutes away from work, from home where we were working. We drove a long way to go to work. And because we got to work so early in the morning to beat the traffic through Brisbane, we had plenty of time to do stuff. So I did some photography. I took my camera with me. I did some photography in the mornings. And my brother pulled out his phone and started filming me doing it, asking me questions and stuff like that. And that's the very first two that you'll see on the channel, which is the seaside and the sunrise photography, the very first two videos. He actually filmed them, and he actually edited them on his phone. He'd done the video on his phone, and he uploaded them for me onto my channel. And it took me ages from it took me ages of a while before I did another video. And the reason why is because I didn't know whether people would enjoy what I was putting out and whether I would actually take off on YouTube, and I didn't know whether there was any point in doing it. What I wanted and what I wanted to try and achieve, I didn't know whether I could. And I had self-doubt and a little bit of regret. So I just started putting myself into it, and I'm glad I did, because I'm starting to meet more and more nicer people. And Julie's starting to make new friends through the channel, and she's loving that, and she thanked me for that the other night, which was really amazing. That big better to me. Yeah, I don't know why you need to speak bad to ill to people. Like, if you don't like them, don't be with them. Don't like if they're not your partner. If you don't like them, don't be around them. Here's what it is. I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. She wrote, "Who is your crush?" That's easy. I'll generalize this one. Filipinas. My crush is Filipinas. Love them. Every one of them. What made you love the Philippines? There's another question she asked. The country, the people, the attitude. And I've worked with some in here in Australia prior to going over, and it's just amazing, just even at work, how happy they can be doing some of the hardest jobs that you can imagine, and they're still singing and dancing and carrying away and having a good time. Most of the Australians are whinging and bitching and moaning about, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. The Filipinos don't care. They get in, they do it, so they love it. But yeah, the people in the country, I fell in love with the attitude, the mentality. It was just something that I could resonate with. What is your biggest dream? I would love to be able to live in the Philippines and travel around in the Philippines, do videos of traveling around the Philippines, taking photos in and around the Philippines, meeting people from here, like going down into Tagaytay to meet Rochelle, going down to Bohol and meeting up with Crystal and a few of her friends down there, going down to Davao and meeting up with Raylan and a few of the other viewers down there, going down to Dumaguete, back to the very first place that I went to the Philippines, meeting up with Mish and Melbourne, going over to Canva, oh, I can't say the name, but seeing Beth and her son David. One thing I'd love to be able to do is be on a motorbike while I'm doing all this and traveling around and enjoying it on the motorbike and going up and around the northern parts of the Philippines, because most of the vloggers are doing stuff in the south, all the islands down the south, all the provinces down the south, but you never really see too many of them go up into the northern parts. I don't want to go up right up to the Northern Island. Like, I'd love to be able to go up there, Bantang or Banting or whatever. I can't say it properly. I do apologise. Julie knows it. Julie wants to go up there, and I've heard it's a photographer's dream. But there's one of the provinces. Can't think of the name now. I'll have to search it up. But there's a province up in the northeast. It's only about 6 hours from Julie, 6-7 hours from where Julie lives, and they've got the rice terrace like you would see in Bali and Thailand and stuff like that. But they're there in the Philippines. I'd love to be able to go and get a photo of that. I just love to be able to go into the areas where most people haven't been going to. Julie showed me the volcano, the Mount Beautiful, or Beautiful Death, or whatever it's called, that erupted or is well, it hasn't erupted yet, but it's been making a bit of earthquakes or something, from Julie was saying. Like, I'd love to be able to go and see that lake and take photos there. I'd love to be able to go and see other bits and pieces, but just traveling around and enjoying it. And if I could do that, that'd be a great dream, to be able to live a life traveling around, spending more time with Julie. What was that one? I have no idea. Hang on, I'll try and read that in a minute, but I'd love to be able to photo that I took of Mum's grave just popped up on my screen that I took a couple of weeks ago. I'd love to be able to travel and enjoy more time over there. I feel more comfortable in the Philippines than I do in Australia. I feel more at home in the Philippines than I do in Australia. There's just something about it being there. Like, some people say, oh, you're a foreigner. Most people don't realise what they've got until they've lost it. How long have you and how long have me and Julie been in a relationship? This June is actually 2 years. Most of it's been long distance, but We talk every day. We both understand that we have got busy lives and we don't always get as much time talking as what we want. But it is what it is, and we just make it work. So, but coming up to 2 years. My favourite singer, I think Julie asked. Who's the singer you dreaming of? I don't know. I don't understand that question, Bob. Are you talking about that genie off Showtime? I don't know. I don't know the question that you're trying to ask. Singer that I dream of. Oh, Morissette. She got engaged. She broke my heart. I'm upset with that one. Beautiful voice. Absolutely beautiful. I've sat there and I've listened to a lot of her songs that she has done. And yeah. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good crush. But yeah, she got engaged during the pandemic to her boyfriend. So she's off the market, unfortunately. But yeah. So any more questions? We've still got quite a few people up on saying that we've got 6 active. So if you've got any questions, throw them up and I'll be happy to answer. Have you got any more questions, Bob, that you can think off the top of your head? Because I've actually gone through every one of your questions now. All your questions are answered. All the questions that people have written on the page have been answered. So I'm going to have to go through and have a look and try and make like a top 10 list of things I'd like to photograph in the Philippines. Try and learn how to say the names. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, you're crushing it. I just answered that. Morissette. Sing. Oh, no one needs to hear that. That is bad. I will bust an eardrum. That's how bad I sing. But yeah. I no, I can't sing. Yeah. I want to. Oh, yeah. I want to do the list. I reckon that'd be an interesting list to try and find. And being saying top 10 list of things I'd like to take a photo of, it's probably going to be really hard. I think a list I'd like to achieve, not a top 10 list, just a list I'd like to achieve of photos. Because the top 10 means that you know what you're looking for in the Philippines, and there's so much. Like, I would like to I like to get so many of the waterfalls, and to say top 10 waterfalls, it'd be impossible because, like the rumor says, Cebu province has got 100 waterfalls. Like, there's only probably 20, 25 well known, but they're rumored to have 100 waterfalls in Cebu province. And that's going to be the thing. You want to be able to talk to the locals and find out where the local things are. Yeah, add more. That's the one. She's a beautiful singer. No, terribly no. I don't do songs. I don't sing. I not long after I got with Julie, I decided that I wanted to start up like a small business with her to try and help with Zoe's schooling, so we could make some money and try and generate a business and try and grow it, and maybe it get to a big enough where I could move there or something like that. But we had videoke machines. We've got 3 of them, and COVID came and washed that all out. So we haven't been able to do anything with the karaoke machines, with the videoke machines. But when I was over there, they're like, "Oh, you sing, you sing." Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was really bad. I felt sorry for people walking past hearing me sing. That's how bad it was. And the worst part was I was sober when I was doing it. It's just terrible. Don't sing. It's just not pretty. So, yeah. I don't do karaoke. You always know when you're in a drunk. I was sober when I sung on that video machine. That's probably why I was so bad, because I was sober. But yeah, that was one thing I enjoyed. Was it was the what was the first night? No, second night that I got to the Philippines, and the brothers and dad, Papa and the brothers said to me, "Oh, have some drinks with me." Holy hell! I learnt drinking all in a very quick hurry. Drinking Emperador. Oh, my God. I have never felt so wasted in my life. We went through so much alcohol. Good night. Absolute good night. Just sitting there having a chat with the brothers and Papa, and yeah. If you had if I had a song for you, what would it be? I need to search the name. Hang on, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna search this name, because there is one song that reminds me of you. Oh, hello. Come up on my other screen. Oops. The song for Julie that reminds me of her. Not so much reminds me of her, but it's more of a song for us. Because I do say I love you. Probably not as much as Julie wants me to. Because sometimes I love you gets thrown out too often and not meant. But the song, and I can't play it because if it may get flagged with yeah, so my theme song for Julie. I can't play it because YouTube will probably flag it as copyright. But everyone, type in Brett Young, in case you didn't know. That is my song for Julie, in case you didn't know, by Brett Young. That's the song for Julie for me. No, not One Right Thing. It's In Case You Didn't Know. Search it up. That's the song for Julie, and that's the one that I sing to myself when I'm thinking of Julie. I've got it on one of my playlists in my car on Spotify. So, hang on. That's the one that you're looking for. That would be Julie's song for me. I've got a song for Zoe. Got got to try and think of what the name of that one is. I got a song for Joe. Can't think of the name for Joe's, but it's basically a country song and about a little boy that grows up idolizing his father, and yeah, it's a really good song. I'll have to try and find it, but yeah, this one is for Zoe. This is my song. Aside from photography, what makes me busy there is work. I work 12 days straight, most fortnights, and I can do anywhere from a 9 to 12-hour day, depending on what we got on. But my song for Zoe, it's a good one, and I would probably play it at her wedding, and the lucky man that gets to marry her will have to go through me first, because I won't accept anyone other than a good man for her. So this is the one I've got for Zoe. Okay, I'm back live. By Heartland, I loved her first. That is my song for Zoe. Julie's heard it once before or twice before. It's something that, yeah, a love for a daughter, for a father it's strong. And yeah, I see her as mine. So that one's for her. I'll see if I can find the one for Jar. I can't remember what the name is. Was it Trace? I can't think of it. Just like you. No. Now it's gonna bug me until all night now, trying to think of Joe's song. Just trying to think of what the name was. Yeah, it's gonna bug me now. I can't think of it. So yeah, it's I would love to be able to know your name, Poe. It's really good to have you on this live, and since you messaged me on the weekend about Sophia, because we knew her as Sophia, her husband's the one that you know. Since sending that message, and then you loving the content that I've put out with the raffles and trying to help Filipino people and the videos that I put out, I'm so glad for your support. I'm so glad that you've jumped on the live and you're here tonight. But yeah, it's good to have new friends and supporters come in, and not just for the giveaways that actually come in made for the giveaways and then start falling in love with Julie like a lot of people do. They love her more than me. So yeah, it's good having all that people coming in. So this is really starting to bug me trying to think of that name for that Joe. But I'll probably find it later on. But anyway, how old is your daughter? Zoe's just turned 6. Last month she turned 6. But I'm going to leave the live at this. And I hope you all had a wonderful night with me on live. I'd like to thank everyone very much for coming and joining. Thanking everyone that has stayed for the whole time. And I will see you soon on the page. I'll try and get the... I probably won't... I probably won't be able to upload a video this weekend because I haven't... it's okay, Poe. I haven't got out to do a video, so I can get all the chords ready for that. I might do a live Sunday night and I'll save them photos for the live, and I'll do them with you guys. So that may be my live. That may be my video this week, is a live editing. When I know more about whether I get it up and running, I'll probably put a message out for some people to send me photos that I'll do on that live as well. So instead of a video this week, I might do a live on editing. I just got to get the chords for everything, and then we can start doing that. And once I can learn how to do all the bits and bobs of streaming, because I'm not exactly the smartest monkey in the shed, I'll start bringing people on, and they can be a guest appearance on the live, so people, me and you can talk face to face on the live, and then you'll be able to see the messages and react to them. I think you should be able to. I don't know, it's still a lot that I don't know about that sort of streaming. It's all new to me, and yeah, everything that I'm doing is really new, like the streaming and everything like that. So, but this is really bugging me, this name. I just got it. Oh, the song for Joe. Where is it? Watching You, I think.
An app that's got your back when it comes to bills. That's an
Let's see if I can hear the start of it. Bloody ads. YouTube in their ads. Who would think? Yeah. Okay. That's the song. I'm not going to play it because I don't want... Thank you for having a good time to watch, training myself how to understand the Australian accent. Anytime, Poe. This is my song for Joe. If you have a chance, listen to it. It's an incredible song, and it really does embodies a son to a father. So I'll switch around. Hang on. Don't know if you can see it there. Rodney Aikens, Watching You. So go a little bit closer. That's the song. Search it up. Have a listen to it. That's my song for my son. So that's the loves of my life, Julie, Zoe, and Joe. Ladies First Before Gentlemen. So they're the 3 songs that are my reminder of them. So, but anyway, thank you everyone for. I'm so glad I found that that name now. I don't have to. Doesn't have to bug me all night. Thank you for everyone showing up tonight. Thank you for everyone that has stayed on this far, which there's been probably about 5 or 6 of you that have been here since the start. Thank you very much for that. I know it's been another long live, another 2 hours. I don't plan to do that. It's just if I got enough questions coming in, I'm happy to sit here and talk, because my other passion that I've got that I've been doing for the last couple of nights is playing games online. I play Diablo 3 with my brother. Christine, thank you for watching, Poe. I know you're always in the background there. So other than gaming, working, and doing the videos and stuff like that, yeah. Thank you everyone for coming tonight, staying with me this long, and I'll let you all know whether I get all them chords and I get it set up. And Sunday I'll probably do another live. So if you would like to join me on Sunday, if I get this live going, it'd be very much appreciated. Probably learn some stuff in editing. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for bearing with me, and thank you very much for your support. If you haven't, like the video and share it around once it comes available. Thank you. Love yous all, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.